in this video, guys, we are about to go deep into topic and conversation on spiritual warfare against narcissists. Alright? This is something that's ongoing every single day for a lot of us. And it's something we don't want to deal with, but we have to deal with it sometimes. I'm in the best place currently that I've ever been in. The truth is, sitting here right now, in front of this camera, in front of everybody, talking about this stuff is not exactly the easiest thing to do, because it puts a lot on my mind in these times right now. But I have to get these messages across, guys, because we need to hear the truth, and the truth needs to be spoke. So, when it comes to spiritual warfare against the narcs, what you're going to know and what you're going to see, and this is evidence that you are dealing with a narc. The evidence is you feel completely detached from this person. You don't feel attached to narcissists whenever you are actually your higher self. You don't at all. You feel like a different level. They might talk as if they are the biggest thing, that they're the boss, and stuff like this. They're walking around with their chest popped up. They're just high on themselves, you know. They're actually the most insecure. They're not open-minded. They can't sit there and have a positive conversation with you and be a good person. Narcs are very arrogant. They're very, very arrogant and ignorant people. They will say rude things. They will say dirty, dirty, dirty things behind your back, as we all know. How to spot some of these people is, like I said, by knowing that you are not attached to them. You feel on a different level than them. Saying that humbly, not puffing your chest that I'm on a different level than you, buddy. No, not like that. Spiritually, you feel superior. Spiritually, you feel that this person is a very clueless person. This person is weak spiritually. You can see it. You can sense it. They're unsure of themselves. They have to put on this persona and act as if they know what they're talking about, but they really don't, because they can't get deep into conversations like this. Like I said, they're spiritually weak, and you see these people everywhere. So, you know what I do, guys? I let them believe that they're as confident as they are, because obviously I'm not going to start a fight with every single person I come across. You know what I mean? I don't care about that either. I don't care about letting them know how it is. I mean, if they want to get in an argument, if things get heated, of course I put them in their place. But I'm not going to go around arguing with these idiotic people, trying to convince them that, look, who you are is fake, what you're doing is fake. And like I said, these people have pissed me off before. And this is exactly what I did. So if that happens, like I said, it will happen. But for the most part, I just avoid conflict. I avoid these dumbass people with very low vibrations. I just let them believe that they're confident. And honestly, I don't like to make people feel bad anyways. Sometimes that's the best thing to do with these narcs. Let them believe their own bullshit. Let them believe that they are as confident as they pretend to come off. But I can see through everything. When you are on your highest vibration, or even close to it, or your vibration is a lot higher than it used to be, let's say. Because I don't know if you can ever be at your highest vibration. I mean, you can be there, but it's going to fluctuate. I feel, and I'm being honest with you guys 100%, I feel the vibrations I'm always at, it's always higher than narcs. Clearly. But mine can be at its highest, but it can like come down a little bit, and it can zoom back up, it can come down a little bit. I think mine fluctuates like this. And we also have what you call is an energy bar. So like your energy bar could be like this. My energy bar sometimes is right down here like this. Right now it's probably in between the middle and the top. It's hard for me to get my energy bar right up to par, right up to top. Just because of how much I do in the run of a day. But I can get it up there, but I can't, it never lasts because I'm always doing something else that's taking my energy back down just a little bit, because what's the point of sitting around having an energy bar that's up to here, never using it? You know what I mean? Of course you're going to use it. Of course it's going to come down a little bit. And sometimes I do so damn much to the point where it's like fluctuating around the bottom, or it could stay on the bottom, and that's when I know, okay, bro, like I'm so exhausted and tired, I can't even speak another word. It's taken a shitload of energy for me to flick a light switch or like a lamp switch, you know what I mean? But back to this for a second. So when it comes to narcs, guys, their spiritual bar, their awareness and things like that, it's very, very low. Extremely, extremely, extremely low. And you can just tell by the way they act. These people can even come up and call us arrogant or cocky or over the top, or they just think they're so much smarter. These are just fake insults, because they're saying this because they know it's true themselves. That's why they're saying it. They're not wrong. They're wrong about us being cocky or arrogant or stuff like this. They don't know, they don't want to put the real word on it of what they're really saying, because we are so spiritually aware and aligned. You know what I mean? The more you focus on yourself, the more you focus on your own energy, the more you go within and not seek other people for energy, because that's what a lot of narcs do. There's also people that are not narcs, don't get me wrong, that are codependent. Just because you're codependent does not make you a narc necessarily. It very well can, but not all the time. Some people are nice people, but they're also codependent. They just don't like being alone. They just can't spend time alone, and they need to feed off of others' energies. But narcs are primarily known for that. So you have to know the difference between the two. And even these people's vibrations, if you're codependent, your vibration is automatically lower than an independent person. That's vibration is much higher, because they know what this stuff is through and through. I know people that have admitted to me that they can't live alone. They can't, like, they would commit suicide. I've heard these exact words. They said they would commit suicide if they had to live alone. If my wife ever left me, I would commit suicide, and things like this. That's a spiritually weak person. They're weak spiritually. But when people come around, they get uplifted, which can be normal. Even when certain people come around me, I get a certain level of energy. It depends who it is, I will say that. But I also have very, very, very high energy when I'm by myself, and I'm spiritually healthy. I'm mentally healthy when I'm by myself. You know what I mean? These people are very lost, very, very like fearful. You know what I mean? That's like their persona. That's their vibe. That's because they are weak spiritually. They are not connected to themselves at all. They are lost. You know what I mean? And you know what? For some people, they can adjust to their true self a lot easier. And for some others, they would have to go through a living hell to adjust to their true self. Now with me, I didn't adjust at all. It was always who I was. Even whenever I was around wrong people, I always felt like my true self, and I didn't get sucked in to a false sense of reality like most narcs do. Even when I was around narc-like energy in the past, I never got sucked in to their world by any means. I always felt free-spirited, but I did feel energies that were off around me at times. And when I actually did become 100% independent, there was no adjustments, there was no fear, there was no me feeling lost. I felt at home. I shit you not. I felt at home whenever I went through this process. And there were times where I would just leave the house 2 a.m. at night, walking outside by myself, go to the boardwalk at summer. This was in summer 2019. I was very, very, very isolated at this time. I would have my headphones in, listen to music, shorts, t-shirt on, hot summer night, by myself while everybody else is partying and doing all this shit. I'm thinking in my mind. My mind is cleared. I feel good. I feel at peace. I'm having positive thoughts. I'm looking around and just enjoying myself, being by myself. I feel so calm. And I'm just walking on the boardwalk. I feel so good. My energy's so good. I remember things like this vividly. And obviously I remembered. It was only 2019. But I'm just giving you guys an example of how I felt. Most people feel lost in situations like that. That's like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a narc, but most codependent people are like that. Narcs are definitely like that. They can't stand being alone. They can't entertain themselves. They're not happy within themselves. That's why it is like that. This is not a sign of weakness. And you know what? Some narcs are so stupid, they think that's a sign of weakness. For a guy like me to be out by myself at 2 a.m., not with other people, they find strength in other people. That's why they think you're weak, because you don't find strength in other people, because you have all the strength within yourself. They actually fear people like us. You know who you are? You are who you are when it's just you and nobody else around. You know how weak and brittle narcs become whenever it's just you and them? Because they can't feed off of you. They can't feed off you because you don't let them. You don't let people feed off your energy because you are too high vibrational. You're too smart. And eventually, if a narc is around you long enough, it will start to wear off on you. It will wear on you, and they eventually will be able to suck some of your energy. But if you are your higher self and a narc comes in to the same room as you, and they have to sit down in a chair beside you, they are who they are right at that moment, and you are who you are. They fear you in this moment. They fear what's real. The narc fears you. This is why they find strength around other people. They feel at home around other people in groups. They feel protected. They feel safe. But whenever it's just them at 2 a.m. in the dark by themselves on a hot summer night walking on the boardwalk, just them, nobody else around, they're scared little cowards. But not you, because you are your higher self. You are who you're actually supposed to be. Look at animals in the forest. Look at coyotes and wolves and things like this. Sometimes they travel in packs, but sometimes they're alone, you know, the lone wolf. It happens very often, you know? And they are themselves. They're in nature. They're doing what they do. It's no different. I felt free-spirited. I felt animalistic. I felt way better than being a fucking human, you know? A fucking human. Jesus Christ. My thoughts, my beliefs, my concepts, things like this is higher than most human beings. Not all, because there are people just like me, there are people just like you that think the same way we think on this higher conscience. There's people that think on an even higher conscience than me, and that is the truth. But narcs are so far away from this and this level. They'll never get there. They'll never be able to be there because they're constantly living in fear. And this is a spiritual battle against narcissists. This is what separates us too. There's a lot of other things as well that separates us from narcs. This is just one. But this is probably the biggest one. It's the mindset. It's the spirituality. It's, you know, it's those things. And like I said, they are afraid of that. They are afraid to go through those spiritual awakenings. Spiritual awakenings are not peaceful, guys. Let me get that straight too. They are not. Spiritual awakenings, you feel like you're losing your damn mind. And you're not losing your mind. You're getting your mind back. You're losing fears, thoughts, other beliefs, other things like this that did not belong in your headspace. That might have became the normal for you. Now you're losing those thoughts. Now you feel left out. Now you feel different. That different is a good different. You're eliminating all the poison that was in your brain. And guess what happens when you eliminate, let's say if you're an alcoholic, what happens when you eliminate alcohol from your system when you're an alcoholic and you stop drinking completely? You don't feel good. You feel like you're losing your damn mind because you're losing what once made you. This alcohol that you were consuming, that you got addicted to, it was making you who you were. You were using it for a reason, to cope with something. It's the same thing when it comes to codependent thoughts, when it comes to being so attached to other people and not yourself. When you are attached to other people, you become dependent on them and not your own higher self, right? So once you stop, you cut everybody off. You cut everything off. You come back to yourself. These are mistakes I made when I was younger. I attached myself so hardly to females, one in particular, and it became like my drug. It became like my oxygen. That's what it became like. And I found a lot of the times I was finding a lot more happiness like this, but the thing is, it's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous, and it's not a good way to live, because what happens if something happens to them? A massive part of you dies, and now you're lost because you don't have yourself. This is why everybody has to be themselves. This person was the same towards me. They were super attached to me, so when that's cut off, your whole world comes crashing down. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are without that person. That's why you need to know who you are without anybody else. That's what narcs cannot do, because they're feeding off of everybody else. They feel lost. They feel lonely. They feel all these things. And it's not just lonely. It's like a completely different level of loneliness that they feel. They need supply. They need to be connected to people because they hate themselves. They hate who they are. They hate how they feel within themselves. They need to attach to other people. It makes them feel safe. It makes them feel more alive whenever they're with you, right? And these are mistakes, guys, I'll never make for the rest of my damn life. I'll always have me. I don't ever want to get lost in nobody else ever again, and I'm never going to let that shit happen. You guys shouldn't either. It is the best thing to become spiritually woke and not need anybody else. A spiritually woke person, or somebody that's not spiritually woke, cannot sit here the way I did during this entire video and explain all these things like this. It's impossible. So just understand that. And this is just a complete high level of understanding the mind and how it works. Everything is in the mind. Your mind is everything. Your mind does everything for you. Your mind gets you to eat food. Your mind chooses who you hang around with. Your mind chooses if you want to reach out to somebody or don't. Your mind is making decisions on a daily basis. Your mind gives you everything, right? I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to cut this video off. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. I hope you guys have a higher understanding of all this. And I know for a fact this video right now is helping a shitload of people. So I know that for a fact. And I know for a fact it's opening more eyes. It's going to give you guys such a deep understanding. And I explain it to the best of my ability in a way where everybody will understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to get out of here now, guys, and I might do another video tonight. I'm not sure yet. I got a lot on my plate tomorrow, so we'll see. But I will be doing videos tomorrow. Just don't know if I'll get another video in tonight. But I think I might, so. But anyways, guys, have a great rest of this Monday, Islander Day. There was like nothing open today. It is what it is. Tomorrow, we're back at it. Until next time, peace out.